When our country was attacked by the forces of international terrorism, these are the people who answered the call. When many found themselves in this country writ large paralyzed by fear or by indecision, these are the people who willingly moved forward toward the sound of the guns and toward the dangers of combat. As our nation became bogged down with the demands of a questionable strategy, these are the people who met the demands of that strategy, often at great sacrifice. It's time for those of us who have been calling on them to serve again and again, to assist them in providing the most tangible thanks that our country can offer, and that is a meaningful chance for a first-class future.
It is the veterans who have gone beyond what was asked, what was required. It is the veteran who has made the sacrifice, their families, to preserve and build and strengthen and enhance our nation. It is a wise investment, just as the initial GI Bill was a wise investment in our future, in our country, to not just incentivize our veterans, not just reward our veterans, but to assure that we are continuing to build a society worthy of the sacrifices of these veterans. And how better do we do that than to invest in their education?
On the battlefield, we will leave no soldier behind. And when they come home, we will leave no veteran behind. We are here today to make and renew the commitment. This legislation is wise. It has consensus. It brings us together in a bipartisan way. And we are definitely going to leave no veteran behind. We're going to say thank you to our vets by sending them to college.
At its heart, this bill is about helping a large and deserving group of young men and women readjust to civilian life that we enjoy because of the sacrifices they make wearing our uniform. We can never fully repay our bravest for their service, but this GI Bill will allow us to fulfill Lincoln's plea that our support for our troops not end with their tours of duty. I call upon Congress and the President of the United States to provide these veterans with the benefits they deserve and we will get for them.
For a brief service in the Navy, I got the GI Bill. When I came home from the Navy, just 3 months later, my father, a doctor who had served in the trenches in World War I, was wounded and decorated for his bravery, died. And the plain, simple fact is there were not the resources to care for our widowed mother, and I would not have gone to college. For modest service again in the Marines, I think I'm the only member Congress had to go to boot camp twice, but I got another GI Bill to get my law degree. So I say simply, I would not be privileged to have served now these 30 years in the United States Senate, and at one time chairman of the Armed Services Committee, had it not been for this great nation giving me the opportunities through the GI Bill to receive that education, preparation, and training.
As one of 8 million World War II veterans who went to college on the GI Bill, I say now, it is time to provide a new GI Bill for today's veterans returning from Iraq and Afghanistan. Our national defense will be strengthened by increased recruitment of bright and ambitious college-bound men and women. We must show this new generation of military members that we honor their service to our nation. For all they give us, we should give them the chance to go to college to prepare for a civilian career.
Now, I served in the National Guard and the U.S. Reserves for a total of 6 years, but I was never called up for active duty. On the other hand, our today's Guard and Reserve members are serving multiple tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan, getting pulled away from school, their jobs, and their families. So the current Montgomery GI Bill does not adequately honor their service. Our men and women in every branch and function of the military who have served multiple tours of duty deserve an educational benefit that more accurately reflects their service in combat. The 21st Century GI Bill will finally honor that service.
And today is a historic day. I hope that one day we'll look back on this as the time where we pushed it over the goal line, where we made the progress that got a GI Bill done. This is an area where we could come together, Republican, Democrat, anti-war, pro-war, it doesn't matter. We all have to come together to honor the men and women who've served, and that starts with the GI Bill. And this is a call for America. Stand behind our veterans. There are a lot of folks who said they support the troops. Well, now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. We need your support. Pass a new GI Bill. Thank you.